Welcome. It's great to be here again. I'm super excited. Oh my god. As you can see, I'm looking bougie. If I say bougie, you know what I mean. All thanks to the beauty room by Alma. Now, my guest for today, I call him the man full of energy. He's a versatile person. He's an actor, he's a director, he's a script writer. He's a satirist. Call him what? He's a king of comedy. I call him the king of comedy in Ghana. This man is KSM. I'll be back after this one to, introduce my guest for today. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. Welcome, KSM, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Having us.
I have to thank you for coming.
Exactly, you're in your house. It's a nice place you have here, very serene.
Thank you.
And peaceful. I'm really honored to see you. It's been years. When I heard of you, I was a kid.
I can imagine.
Yes, I was a kid.
And I'm beginning to experience that more and more on my show now, I spoke to one lady pilot who said she was watching me when she was 5 years old. When I was 5 years old. And she's now 24 and was my guest. I think it's amazing,
The show has been running for years. How many years now?
The show?
Yes,
20.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I don't know how old you were when it was started or whether you were around when it was started, but it's...
Media, I think somewhere 7, 8 to 10.
Yeah, you see.
That way.
So I've been around for a long time.
Yes, for a long time. But you still look the same though.
Really?
Yes, apart from maybe your grey hairs. That's what makes you look a bit different. But actually, you look the same.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad.
How old is KSM now? One would ask.
How old?
Yes.
You see, they say when you get past a certain age, you don't say how old you are, you say how old you almost are.
Almost.
I am almost 65.
65?
I'm 64 technically.
Okay.
But at this age, I don't know why we are rushing. When I ask how old are you? Oh, I'm almost 65.
No, Pentam, you want to go fast.
We are 60, I'm not 43, Oh, I'm right.
So you feel like, you're aging very fast, or it's okay for you?
Actually, it's okay. The pace is good, So I'm cool.
Okay, so let's talk about your humble beginnings. As KSM, one would ask, where did KSM, started growing up from?
I was born in Kumasi, Swami, precisely.
Swami, okay.
At that time, my father was a chaplain at Broadway College. So basically, when I was born, the home that I grew up in was at Broadway College. So that's my very, Broadway College. And then from Broadway College, we moved to the university. It's now Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where he was chaplain and also a faculty member. So that was progress. So Tech Primary, I went to, then to Broadway College.
Okay.
But I started Broadway College. Our time was different. It was called secondary school.
Okay.
And now it's JSS and something. Yes. But at that time it was secondary school. So I went to my first year secondary school at Presec Legon.
Exactly.
Yeah, happy are we.
Exactly. But why did you leave Presec though?
Where I leave Presec?
Yes.
Actually, Presec wasn't even my first choice.
Yeah.
My first choice was in Fanspen.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the year it was discovered that I had sickle cell.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got a major crisis. And so I think once school reopened, my parents were too comfortable me going all the way back to Kumasi to school for health reasons,
Okay.
So my father arranged, and then I went to Presec instead. So that's how I ended up Presec, But after 1 year there, I felt like, okay, now I feel well enough. I can travel. So I went to Broadway College and continued from there.
Okay, so from there?
From Prempeh, I went to NAFTI.
NAFTI.
We're the pioneers of NAFTI. Yes. We started NAFTI.
Wow.
We're the first students of NAFTI.
Students.
Yeah. They were quite great days, man.
Yes, now.
Yeah.
Those days were, Nafti today, Nafti is still Nafti.
Oh yes.
So way back
So I'm a
then.
proud pioneer of Nafti.
Oh.
And
That was in
after
which year?
Nafti, that's when I went abroad.
Nafti which year?
I was only there for 1 year.
Yeah.
I went abroad in 1979.
How was life in US?
US, the time I left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a bore. I mean, I was just happy to be in the US, and I went to a very, it's called preppy, which means it was a very private school,
Preppy.
Lots of white folks. I think there were just a few of us
Mm-hmm.
that were black, But it was fun. Those days, these were undergraduate years. I just remember how I dearly missed Ghana when I went at first. I'm like, oh God, I don't think I can stay here, So I wanted to come back to Ghana so quickly. But over a while, I just got used to it, and then it was okay.
So why did you choose to do your degree in Connecticut? Why not here?
Actually, there's a Ghanaian friend of mine who went ahead of me, who was there. So honestly, that's what he keeps saying. Oh, you have to come to Trinity College. You have to come to. So honestly, I applied to just that school, and then I got admission, and I went there. So it wasn't based on any research. It wasn't based on anything.
Just
My
because
friend
you
was there.
wanted
Was
to go.
I was I had and I went
So you left.
finding work here and there. So
Yeah. So what kind of jobs were you doing there?
every kind of job you can think of. I was a manager at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Whoa.
Today, 20 minutes Cococho. I fry good chicken, man. I worked at KFC.
Ooh.
For about 3 months. Then I got tired and I got some other jobs. At one time working at the Hilton Hotel as a parking lot attendant.
Yes.
Yeah. Bring your car. I make sure I give you a ticket and where it's parked, I've done all kinds of
How
jobs.
old were you
man.
then?
But how old was I?
were you then?
My
When you
early
were doing all
20s.
those jobs? 20.
Yeah. My
So
early
eventually
20s.
you were taking care of yourself.
Oh yeah. I was alone. Well, there were some other Ghanaians there, so we were taking care of each other, hanging out like that. Yeah.
And aside those two jobs,
Oh, I did play. Oh, as for the jobs, I can't list them.
there were lots.
Oh, I don't know.
Those times, where were your parents?
They were all in Ghana.
Okay.
Everybody, my parents, my family, everybody was in Ghana.
But was life a bit hard, maybe from
Oh
here?
yeah.
Yes. So that means you have
Very.
to be doing those things to, take care of yourself and all that.
Very. I remember one of the hardest points was when I was evicted from my apartment.
Wow.
Yeah.
It got to that extent.
Yeah. So in
What did you do?
I wasn't paying.
So where did you live then? I mean, after they evicted you, where did you
Well,
move to?
I sort of gathered myself. I think I hung out with some friends for a few months before I gathered myself to move back to my own apartment. But the interesting thing was when I got home and realized I was evicted and I didn't have anywhere to sleep. Guess what I did? Go back to the train station.
Train station?
Yeah, bought a ticket and jumped on the train. The train rides from where I was living all the way to the Bronx, miles apart.
Wow.
It's about 1 hour or more.
On
So
a
that was
train.
my bedroom. And then when it gets there, I just stay in the train and it goes back.
You were sleeping in a train? My
The
goodness.
whole night.
For how long?
Oh, it was just for a night. I couldn't do that 2 nights. Hey, the things you in the train at night in New York.
As I was imagining.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
winos,
bad.
drunkards, everybody boards the train at that time. Oh, scary.
You have a story
So
to tell.
I could just do it one night, I think I went to a cousin of mine. It's been so long. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm talking about, this thing I'm talking is, oh my goodness, come 30 years plus.
30 years.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so how many film companies have you worked with?
The main one was called what's his name? Oh God, Greaves Production Company.
Okay.
Greaves. That was the main one I worked with, And I did some work also with ABC Television. There was a guy there who was doing great documentaries called Gil Noble. So I was able to get in touch with him. So he gave me some intern job to do there. It was through him that I ended up working for the Greaves company, you know. And there's a powerful African American congressman.
Okay.
And you can Google him. He's called Adam Clayton Powell.
Okay.
One of the most profound African American congressmen, you know. So the Greaves company, they gave me my first screenplay assignment to do an autobiography of Adam Clayton Powell.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the
I think
experience
to
like?
date is like one of the biggest things.
The biggest thing that has ever happened. So it's like record breaking.
Yeah. They picked me, an African from Ghana, to
Wow.
do the screenplay on Adam Clayton Powell. Of course, you know, in Hollywood, they rewrite and they rewrite. So I don't know who did the final rewrite, but at least the first 3 drafts, I did that, you know.
How was the feeling like though?
But it was great. People couldn't believe it when I was bragging, I'm doing a screenplay on Adam Clayton
First
Powell. They were like,
African.
really? How did you manage that? You know, so.
Tell us how the experience was like acting on Broadway for the first time.
Oh, that you know, Broadway is what everybody dreams about.
Yes.
If you're an acting,
Yeah.
Broadway is the place to be.
It's like the highest height.
The highest height. And I didn't actually get on Broadway. I got, as they call where I was, off Broadway.
Yes, you were
Okay.
off Broadway.
So it's not exactly Broadway, but it's like one step from Broadway is off Broadway.
Okay.
Then they have off Broadway. Then they have off Broadway.
Hey, and
I think they can go up to about 6 off Broadway.
Okay, so you were just a step.
I was off
Broadway.
just from there, yeah, you know. And so it was very, very enjoyable. I did a show called Thoughts of a Confused Black Man.
Confused Black Man.
Yeah, and it was so well received.
The first African
It was
to do
tremendous.
that. I mean, that is amazing. And looking at you way back to now, that's like back to back. You've done a lot, and you're still trending. You're still top notch, even here right now in Ghana, when we are talking about, you know, comedy, satire. I call you like the king of satire. Now, looking at, why did you choose to move to comedy when you came back?
That's a very interesting question,
Yes.
because honestly, between me and you and whoever is watching now, I never thought of myself as a comedian. Never. I knew I had a sense of humor, but I didn't think I was a comedian. Not at all.
So what led to that?
What led to that was that I wrote a show called The Saga of the Returnee.
Okay.
And even that, it was a bet with my wife. You know, my wife was teasing me that you have your degree in theater, but you're on radio. So I don't think you even have the theater blood. I said, what? I can never forget doing theater. So it's like, she dared me. Okay, prove it.
Okay.
So I wrote The Saga of the Returnee, and it was a very, very, very profound play about the psyche of the Ghanaian. But it was funny. And because it was funny, and I did it as a one-man play, Ghanaians labeled it as a stand-up comedy. It isn't a stand-up comedy.
What is it then?
A play has a structure.
Okay.
It has characters.
Okay.
It has a beginning, it has a middle, climax, and an end. There's a structure for a play.
Okay.
A stand-up comedy is just standing down, cracking one joke after the other.
One after the
And my grandfather did quack, 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 quack. And my girlfriend did quack, 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 quack. You know, that's comedy.
Yes.
A play starts from here, it builds up to a point and comes down.
And
that was the Saga of the Returnee. It was a play. There were characters. But because I did alone, and that time, one-man shows were not very popular in Ghana. It was, hey, I want a stand-up comedy on your back. Honestly. So I'm like, oh, really? So that's when I just decided, wow, I think there's a market for this. This one-man play thing seems to work.
Wow.
You know, so from there, I did another show called Politically Incorrect. That blew up Ghana.
Wow.
You know, that was a show that former, may he rest in peace, JJ was there, past president before was there. They were both at the show.
You seem to have a good relation with the late,
with all the
JJ
presidents.
Rollins.
Yeah.
He particularly, because he doesn't miss the show.
He-
Mostly you
you're
see
right.
him in front.
Yeah, I think he liked me teasing him.
Oh. Did you
Well,
have any connection? What's the connection between the two of you?
I just know Rollins, that we all knew Rollins.
Okay.
Okay. So when I was doing the show, Politically Incorrect, you know, I didn't know he was coming.
Really?
You know, I was backstage when the producer came to tell me that both Nana and JJ are the show. They are the front
there.
row. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Oh my goodness.
They
What
are
was
here.
the feeling like, you know?
I was amazed,
Aw.
you know. And I had my trail on about him in the show anyway,
Okay.
but I didn't expect he was going to be there. So when I entered the stage, yeah, and I saw him sitting down there, I said, "Wow, that's my man!" And, yay! And he was laughing,
Aw.
you know. So when he started laughing, I said, "Oh, this guy is he's a good audience,"
Aw.
you know. So I cracked a few jokes about him, and he was laughing. So I just said, "Okay,
This
it's
thing
cool.
are fun.
Let's go," you know. So then again, that
Yeah.
one too was a play, but it was called More Stand-Up Comedy. You know.
Mm.
I think it was after that there was this guy then at the showbiz.
Mhm.
He's called Nabeyin Datsun. I think he's retired from the showbiz now. And when he was reviewing Mellow Madness, he labeled me the king of comedy. And Kai,
It's a king of comedy.
yeah, that was from his write-up. You know. And so I enjoyed the kinship for a while. Now there are many
I
Ghanaian
know,
comedians,
right?
you know, and I'm happy to see that.
People are taking up
Yes.
very fast.
You know, because before I introduced my kind of comedy, they just assumed all comedy was fast.
Mhm.
You wear the tapoli as a bow tie,
Right.
a big clock, you know,
The
that's
Yuka
slapstick.
Bobukala
Yes.
style.
And it's fine, but that's slapstick. It's a different world. So I introduced the thinking man's comedy.
Exactly.
And I'm very, very happy that all the Ghanaian comedians are known now. Most of them are all graduates from Legon, from Tech, from there. I think I opened the door that, listen,
Yes, you have.
there's nothing wrong with being a comedian.
Exactly.
You know, and as a matter of fact, I always say that comedy is very serious business. You need brains to do comedy.
Exactly.
You know, it takes a lot to see a very tragic situation, a very scary situation, and make people laugh about it.
Release the tension.
Yeah, release the
It's
tension.
easy.
So
You do well. I
Yeah.
commend you for that though. So let's go take a break. We'll come back then you tell us your experience in UK and US again, and even in Canada as well. Let's go take a quick break. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back from that quick commercial break. Dad,
hi.
hello. you know you've performed extensively in the UK, US, and Canada as well. Tell us some of the experiences in those countries.
Well, the performance in the UK was just one. It was by a special invitation from the BBC.
Yeah.
They wanted me to come over, so I did a show for them in at the BBC, their headquarters.
Wow.
Yeah, so that wasn't like a big public thing, you know.
It was
The
just
big-
an invitation.
Yeah, the Canada was big. I
Yes.
performed in the public space, you know, and the story that goes with the Canada performance is that when I arrived at the airport, all geared up to perform, that was when I got a call that I had lost my mother in Ghana. Yeah,
That very moment.
that day from the airport, getting ready to go to the theater.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, you know, but we artists, we are sick, you know.
What was wrong
We
with
believe
her?
in. Oh, I heard she fell in the bathtub and hit her head.
So what was your kids' reaction when they first saw, you know, the promos of Ifiasre Ball?
I think the best, because when they go to school, they have friends with, hey, that's your dad,
Yes.
that's a woman.
Oh my goodness, with a wig looking like a,
Yes,
like a
yes.
woman.
Yes,
How
so,
was it like?
but they thought it was all fun. Oh, dad, you know, so they thought it was all fun, you know, and I think they just got used to the fact that I'm a performer, and this time I'm appearing in drag as a woman, you know. And by the way, Fiasebo is my highest grossing show so far.
Exactly.
It's the only show I did that the show was sold out like 3 days before the performance. That tickets are sound grand. The first time I did it, yeah, years ago. Yeah, you know. So that was a Fiasebo, and
Your kids' experience.
oh, they experienced it, they loved it. And my daughters will help me dress up and things, you
Hey,
know.
they help you.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on. Why do you think, most stand-up comedians in Ghana are not as proficient and dynamic as you are? What do you think they're missing?
Well, I think they are. I actually think they are. The only thing I think is missing is that they don't, and that's not they alone, but in Ghana, you don't have that avenue to perform as much as you should. The Nigerians, they have the market, they have the people. You can do 1 million shows in Lagos alone and then go to another state and do another, In Ghana, where's the market? Accra, Kumasi, finish. In Kumasi, you're lucky. Kakra. Takradi maybe, So we don't even have the markets to actually perform in and explore and grow, So I think that's the biggest disadvantage that we have as comedians in Ghana, is that the market is not that strong, So the idea is probably breaking so that you can be doing shows in Nigeria as well, which I realize some of the comedians have done.
Yes.
Obi, I know Obi has
they've
done
go
some
there.
performances in Nigeria. I don't know who else, but that's like the way out. Yeah.
So generally, how would you say married life is? Combining your career, your wife also a career woman, combining marriage.
My wife understands
what you do.
What I do. She actually understands the mind of an artist. Certain things that I know would have probably annoyed the other woman, she just laughs at them. Some of the artists this year. So it gives me a very, very comfort zone to operate.
Exactly.
And when I'm not doing it right, she tell me, no, I don't think this is funny, or don't put it this way, or don't,
And it works out perfect.
Oh yeah. I listen most of the time. Sometimes I'll fight her, but eventually, I will take it.
She's also a career woman. So what are some of the contributions she gives to you in terms of your career?
She's a strong career woman.
Yeah.
She was a policy analyst for the World Bank for several years, and she actually organized the first international communications conference in Ghana. She organized the first one. So she's also very, very busy anyway, with what she does. As we speak now, she does consulting work, and then now we have also started a hotel together in a breed that you should visit.
Yes,
it's called the Cactus Creek.
Cactus Creek.
Yes, the best hotel in Ghana.
Wow. I haven't been there before.
It's called Ghana's best kept secret.
Best kept secret.
Yes. When you get there, you realize, wow, why didn't I hear? Why don't I know about this?
What makes it unique?
The serenity.
Okay.
It's calm. There's a lot of amazing foliage. The flowers to die for.
How many years did it take you to plant that?
My wife.
Everything.
She knows every plant.
Wow.
Yes.
Right. So what advice, would you give your son, Yao? Since he's also in the entertainment industry, what advice you give to him?
And he's really doing extremely well. His last big thing he did was he made the theme song, one of the theme songs for the movie Spider-Man in the US, the latest Spider-Man. And it was actually nominated for an Oscar for music film soundtrack. So he's doing extremely well, So the advice I just give him is to watch out, because that's another area that is so murky that doesn't, people take advantage of you easily. You get this deal, you think this is the best deal you had in the world, but you really read between the lines and you realize you're being really, pardon my language to say, screwed up, So I just tell him to be very, very careful, make sure you have a good manager, good lawyers, and things like that. So that kind of advice.
That's great one. Yeah. Back in those days, entertainment people were looked down. Your time coming up, they tagged them a certain way, unlike today, And looking at you growing up from, a staunch Christian home, your dad was a reverend, moderator of the Presbyterian Church. What was his take on you becoming an entertainer? My dad,
very, very amazing man. May he rest in peace. And the formula he had for bringing us up is the same formula I'm using bringing up my kids. My father said, you cannot develop a child. You can only guide a child to develop, which simply means that You can't make the child become what you want to become.
To mold the person into.
You know.
Anything.
Yeah. So I am who I am because I had that support from him and my mother as well.
Oh.
You know, it's like if you can do it and you're doing it well and you're excelling, then you know. The first show I did long ago, 1977, I think.
Whoa.
Yes. My first one-man show. I remember when I finished performing. Back in the day, we didn't have the National Theatre. We had what we call the Art Center of Ghana. It's still at the Art Center. It's still there. That was our National Theatre then.
Whoa, National Theatre, come like. Wow.
When I finished the show and I was taking a bow, I saw my father walk through the middle of the crowd, come on the stage to give me a hug.
A reverend?
Yes! A Reverend Ebeyi concert, technically.
Wow.
He came and gave me a hug. He was so impressed with the show. And that's the kind of father I'm talking about. Encouraging
that's
us.
The morale.
You know.
And did his teachings influence your life in any way?
Yes, a lot. But that's another 2-hour show.
Oh,
we don't even want to get there.
Yes, I know, right?
The only difference I have between me and everybody else arguing is that I don't believe in the concept of God that is in the Bible.
Okay.
Because sometimes God is projected as a mean, evil person. Go to the land of the Amalekites, go and kill them. Kill the children, kill the mothers. Kill nursing babies. A nursing baby is a baby that is now sucking milk. The God says, go and konya. How? So I just tell people, I say, listen, those who wrote these things were writing from the point of view of a human being. And they attributed that human characteristic to God. Okay. God is above that. That's my sin.
Exactly. Finally, let's end this. Like, the youth, you know, see you as an inspirer. Even myself, you know, growing up, I've watched your KSM show, you know, till date. I mean, what are your ending words to the youth and people that, you know, want to be like you sometime?
Well, those who want to be like me, I feel sorry for them.
Why would you say that?
Because it ain't easy being me. You know,
maybe they'll just look at the positive side, though.
Yes. No, that's just a joke. I mean, if you want to be like me, when people ask me, so who is KSM? The only answer I give them, I said, KSM is a very ordinary Ghanaian with extraordinary passion. That's it.
That's just it.
So my advice to the youth that are listening, there must be something in this world that you have a passion for, something positive. Explore it. And if there's anything you're doing and you're not doing it with passion, don't do it.
At all.
Don't waste your time. You fail.
Exactly.
Or you'll be mediocre.
Exactly.
You know, so if you want to be excellent, then you have to develop a passion for whatever you're doing, you know, and set your goals high. Not the low goals. We're sitting here, then you can't jump up right and say, oh, Charlie, yeah, no. So what did you do? Set it high so they have to go all the way back and run and jump and be happy that you have high goals. I think the whole country has very, very, very mediocre goals. That's the sad thing about this country. And when I see the youth like you, that's what I worry about. Because you're growing up and you're used to these low goals. And sadly, you are thinking that these are the normal goals, but they are not. They are below normal. But you grow up thinking that they are normal, okay? Whereas your competitors, your own age group in the US, in the UK, China, whereas they have goals this high.
It's true.
Yeah. So we are so very, very complacent in Ghana. Exactly. That's why there's drumming and dancing when they're opening a KVIP. No, hinetio. You be a KVIP now. Can you imagine?
We'll talk about. Let's talk about the fix the you know, the hashtag going on fix the country.
Yes.
What's your take on it generally?
Well, I'm happy that the youth is now at least being energized to do something.
We are woke now.
Yes, yeah, you are woke now. Eh?
Yes,
that's yes. You are now woke.
You are woke.
I'm happy that the youth is woke. Because what I was complaining about before, that there's no sense of urgency, everything is so lackadaisical. It's the whole spirit. But now that people are saying, wait, fix it. You know? I don't want to be living in a place going home with bumpy road, then you make a campaign and say, when we come, we'll give you asphalt roads. Fix it. So me, I'm glad that the youth is waking up and saying, fix it. Exactly. I only pray that the politicians will start thinking that, Charlie, these youth are woke now. we can't still doing things the same analog way. These kids are digital. So let's start thinking digitally and meet these kids halfway. Because you guys are woke, man.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you too.
It's good to be here. Thanks so much. I'm honored. I'm glad, you made time for us. We've brought this episode to an end. It's a wrap. As he said, Ghanaians, let's prioritize our time. Time, is an important tool. Let's, try as much as possible to do something about it. Let's prioritize it. Let's make the country work. Thanks to my crew, thanks to my director, my producer, my makeup artist, the beauty room by Amma, my hairstylist. You do amazing work for me. Thank you so much. This has been Lish Talks. My name is Liz. So we come your way next time. It's a bye for now.